Hello students, hope you are doing good. So today we are going to learn something about the basic component that we use in our daily life, and that is water. We know that it is essential for the existence of all the living beings, be it humans, plants or animals. Without water, we cannot survive. The very common use of water that you and me come across daily is for washing our hands. And to wash our hands, actually, we use soap with water. Now, when we use soap with water, we very often come to either of the two situations, and that is what? We are rubbing the soap on our hands, but we are not getting the lather, the enough lather to make our hands clean. On the other hand, the other situation that we might come across or we have often come across is, okay, fine, we rub the soap and we immediately get the lather and we use the lather to make our hands clean, to wash our hands. Now, there is a basic difference between the two situations. The situation in which lather formation is taking easily is because of the soft water that we are using. Whereas when the lather is not being able to form, no matter how long we rub the soap into our hands, is because of the hard water. So we have soft water and we have hard water. Now hard water is hard because of the hardness imparting impurities into it. And what are those impurities? Definitely the salts, chemical compounds. What are those salts? The salts of calcium and magnesium, which are commonly studied under hardness. And yes, of course, the other heavy metal ions can also impart hardness to water, like aluminium ion, Fe plus 3, that is the ferric ion, and manganese ion. Also the H plus content, if it is present in water, that can also make water hard. Also the carbon dioxide, if it is there in water, that can also impart hardness to the water. Now these ions are actually dissolved in water, right? So that is the reason we are not able to see, we are not able to trace out the salts which are present in water, and so we cannot make them move out of the water by the physical methods. So let's start with the discussion today as to what happens when we use hard water with soap. Why are we not able to form lather with the soap? For that sake, we need to know actually what soap is. So let's see what soap is. Soap, you know, it is the sodium salt or potassium salt of higher fatty acid. Like for example, I have C17H35 COONA. This is soap. This is the composition of soap. What do we call this? This chemical name of this compound, this is called as sodium stearate. So this compound is actually having a chemical name, that is sodium stearate. And where is this sodium stearate present? This sodium stearate is present in soap. So we are using soap and we are using our tap water, or let's say any water for that. And that water is actually hard. So what does that mean? When I'm using hard water, so definitely there might be some impurities present in the hard water. Let's say we have a calcium salt which is present in the my hard water, and that calcium salt is CaCl2. So where do we get the CaCl2? From the hard water. So what happens actually when the hard water reacts with the soap? It comes across the soap, it comes across the sodium stearate, so it reacts with it and it forms C17H35 COO whole twice and Ca. So what is happening over here? Actually, sodium is coming out of this and it is being replaced by the calcium. Now, since calcium is dye positive, so definitely we need two stearate ions to satisfy the valency of calcium. In short, actually, calcium stearate is getting formed, which is an insoluble component. Okay, and besides this, what else we get? We get NaCl, right? Because the sodium comes out and goes and combines with the chlorine. So if I try to balance the equation, this is the balanced equation. So what happens actually? What is happening over here? A sample of hard water is taken, or let's say hard water is taken, and that hard water, my hard water, is containing calcium chloride over here. It can also contain magnesium chloride, it can have magnesium bicarbonate, or it can have either of the nitrate salts. Okay, so or it can have sulfate also of calcium or magnesium. So in all the cases, such reaction will take place. Okay, so this hard water is not capable of forming lather. Why? Because an insoluble scum is formed. This is the scum which is actually insoluble. This is not soluble. So calcium stearate is a scum actually which is insoluble. It's white in color. Okay, or we can, in other simpler words, technical words, you can say that precipitate is being formed. Okay, which do not have any of the detergent action, which do not have any of the cleaning action. So this is due to the formation of the insoluble soaps of calcium and magnesium. So the chemical reaction, if you want to write, is this. Now what happens? Any cation will produce the insoluble soap with the soap solution, and that will actually contribute to the hardness. Okay, so actually what is happening over here, as long as this scum is being formed, as long as this is being formed, your lather will not be able to form. You will not get lather as long as the scum is present. And why is this scum getting formed? Because of the calcium ion over here, or let's say because of the magnesium ion over here. It can be, let's say if I take magnesium sulfate, so what will be the reaction? It will give rise to C17H35 COO whole twice Mg. So here also magnesium stearate is formed, which is actually a precipitate. So as long as the precipitate is being formed, you will not be able to form lather with the soap. So, and why is that happening? Because of the presence of this magnesium ion, because of the presence of this calcium ion. So as long as the calcium and magnesium ions are in my water, my soap will not be able to form lather, because the stearate ions which are present in the soap is going to get associated with the calcium or magnesium ions, and hence no lather is being formed. So that is actually the reason why the hard water is not able to form lather with the soap. You need to rub it for a longer and longer period of time, and then only you'll get a very little amount of water. So the moment these calcium and magnesium ions are exhausted, they are removed from that part of water which is in your hand, then immediately the lather formation will take place. Hope you got a good tip from this. Okay, take care.